All right, turning now to the race for the White House, where a booming U.S. economy could be a huge hurdle to overcome for the 2020 challengers trying to defeat President Trump. Marco Soriano is the managing partner of the Soriano Group, and he joins us here on Christmas Day. Thanks for coming on, sir.
Thank you for having me.
How hard is it to beat a president, an incumbent, in this hot economy?
I think he's actually having a good time with the way the economy has been expanding and the jobs that have been created, over 10 million. I think it's actually going to help him.
Yeah, I imagine so. I mean, I guess the question would be, what do you need to do if you're a Democrat right now, you're trying to win this nomination? I mean, what can you say on the economy front to try and get people's ear and to listen to you and to replace President Trump with you?
Yeah, President Carter, back in the day when the economy was doing great, that was his main line, right? Were you better before when I was president or not? And that won him the election. I think a strategy of similar magnitudes will help him out. We do see a lot more new businesses being opened up. As a matter of fact, we're taking it to the markets. A brand new motorcycle company ourselves, so we're taking the chances as well.
Okay, here's a quote from Bloomberg. I want to read this out to people. The percentage of Americans who say it's a good time to find a quality job, as another Gallup question puts it, it has been at higher, I should say, than 50% for all of Trump's time in office. It was below 50% for almost all of the George W. Bush and Barack Obama years. During the past 2 years, a majority of Americans has also rated economic conditions as excellent or good. They didn't do that during the past two presidencies. Both the last two presidencies, of course, got reelected.
Right.
This economy is way hotter than an economy we've seen in quite some time. Is this President Trump's election to lose in 2020?
That's a big question. You know, if the economy expands up till July, we actually would be the best decade ever in comparison to what we had back in 91 to 2001. There's a pretty good chance the fact that the interest rates have been lower and we're going back into a loose economic policy will expand the economy further. So I think those are good signs to understand that he has a pretty good chance of winning the election if that's the strategy he's going down the route. And the Americans want to hear that.
Sure. You know, the Democrats, I think, are grasping for something to complain about. A lot of the things that they talk about are that it's not fair for everybody. They also talk about stagnant wages. But when you look at the numbers, the wages are actually going up a somewhat impressive tick. Are the Democrats being fair, I guess, in their criticisms of the current economy?
Well, listen, that's a great question, because when you're looking at the middle class of America, which is over 50% in comparison to 10 years ago, the wages have gone up, but the upper class wages have also gone up. So now we have about a gap of 100,000 that comes to be like, this is the gap that we have between middle class and upper class, what's going on in between here. And this is what should be addressed by the banks, you know, the Federal Reserve Bank, monetary and fiscal policies.
Okay. Marco Soriano, thank you, sir, for coming on today. We do appreciate it.